If you are in midlife and your body suddenly feels unfamiliar, if symptoms have appeared that you've never had before, or old issues have intensified, and if part of you wonders, why now? Today's episode is for you. Because what many women experience in midlife is not random, not a failure, and not simply getting older. It is often the result of patterns that have been building quietly for decades, finally asking for attention. Welcome back. I'm Madeleine Lowry, a neural retraining specialist, and I help people with chronic symptoms and conditions get unstuck by working directly with the subconscious patterns that influence health. This is the second episode on women's health in midlife for women in perimenopause, menopause, and beyond who are experiencing changes in their physical, emotional, or mental health and want a deeper understanding of what is happening. Today, I want to zoom out. Rather than focusing on one symptom like anxiety, pain, fatigue, or brain fog, I want to talk about why midlife is such a powerful turning point for women's health, and why symptoms often surface even when life looks stable on the outside. One of the most important points I want you to understand is this. For most women, midlife symptoms are not the beginning of the issue. They are the point where the system can no longer compensate. For decades, your body has adapted. Your nervous system has learned how to function under pressure. Your stress response has been carrying a load, often quietly and efficiently. And midlife is when that adaptive system starts to reach its limits. In my work, I've talked about how women are the shock absorbers of families and society. And from a young age, many women learn to anticipate other people's needs and to smooth the emotional waters, take responsibility for relationships, and to carry mental and emotional loads without acknowledgement. Over time, this becomes automatic. It's not a choice anymore. It's a pattern. And patterns, especially subconscious ones, don't just disappear because life circumstances change. In midlife, many women are caring for aging parents, supporting children or young adults, managing careers or caregiving roles, and navigating changing relationships and identities. Even women who love their lives can feel overwhelmed inside. Hormonal changes in perimenopause and menopause often get blamed for everything. But here's a more accurate way to understand it. Hormonal shifts reduce your margin of resilience. Estrogen and progesterone have a buffering effect on the nervous system. As these hormones fluctuate and decline, the system becomes more sensitive. And that sensitivity doesn't create new patterns. It exposes existing ones. Patterns like over-responsibility, emotional suppression, hypervigilance, perfectionism, or chronic self-neglect. What you could manage before suddenly starts to feel unmanageable. Many women tell me, I don't recognize myself anymore. I used to handle stress so well. I feel fragile, reactive, or exhausted for no reason. And that confusion is deeply unsettling, especially when your medical tests are normal and other women your age seem fine, and you feel like you should be coping better. But the nervous system doesn't care about shoulds. It is responding to cumulative load. Midlife is often the point where the nervous system says, I can't keep running this program anymore. And this is where subconscious patterns become crucial, because the subconscious mind runs the majority of brain activity, 90% or so. It controls our stress responses, our immune signaling, our pain perception, and our hormonal regulation. It stores emotional learning from early life onward. Most of the patterns influencing your health today were not consciously chosen. They were adaptive responses to family dynamics, emotional environments, expectations placed on you, and moments where safety depended on staying quiet or capable or in control. and those adaptations helped you to survive and succeed, but they may no longer be serving you. Many women in midlife are self-aware, they've read the books, they understand stress intellectually, and yet their bodies continue to react. And that is because insight lives in the conscious mind. Patterns live in the subconscious. You cannot think your way out of a pattern that is running automatically. And this is why so many women feel frustrated. They know better, but they can't change the way their bodies respond. Here's the reframe I want to offer you. Midlife symptoms are not a failure. They are an invitation to update outdated stress patterns, to release roles you no longer need to carry, to reclaim energy that has been leaking for years, or to build a relationship with your nervous system rather than battling it. This stage of life is asking for a different way of operating, and that can be profoundly empowering. In the coming episodes, we'll explore anxiety and why it often escalates in midlife, pain and sensory symptoms as nervous system patterns, how neural retraining works, and what real change looks like. But today, I want you to walk away with one key understanding. Your symptoms make sense in the context of your life. Nothing is wrong with you. Your system is responding exactly as it was trained to respond. And the good news is, these patterns can be changed. If this episode resonated, I invite you to listen to the upcoming episodes. Please know you don't need to fix yourself. You don't need to push harder. You don't need to blame your body. You may simply need to retrain some patterns that were never meant to carry you forever. You can sign up for a free phone consultation or take our free quiz to learn if neural retraining could be your next best step. Visit us at tcneuralretraining.com. I work with clients all over the world in private sessions via Zoom video conference. And if this episode resonated, please follow the podcast, leave a review, or share it with someone who needs to hear the message. Thank you for listening. And remember, midlife doesn't signal the end of resilience, but it can be an invitation to a necessary recalibration. Content of this podcast copyright 2026 by Twin Cities Neural Retraining. Music by Barbara Ben.